Hello Flosstube, this is Joan from Made by Mama Joan. It's been quite a long time since I've done a Flosstube. Been really busy taking care of the latest grandchild. It's hard to find a time where it's quiet. My daughter and granddaughter are gone right now. They're at her sister's, and my husband's out working in the yard, so I have some quiet time, and I thought I would try to do a floss tube. It's been so long that I'm gonna have to do a few to catch you up on stuff. First of all, I guess you can see that since my last floss tube, my hair has grown out, kind of waiting for it to get to a little bit better length. And then, like I said, been busy. We're still working on finishing things in the house here, trying to get organized. And I haven't had time. I've had a few people ask when I'm going to do one, and I've been promising to do one, so here we are today. I'm going to talk a little bit about 4th of July. 4th of July has passed, but I was going to show the things I did this year, some things I try to do 4th of July stitching every year. Back behind me here is my case. I tentatively threw things in there for my they're all my 4th of July things. I have some goodies here that I've stitched this year. I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to show a few of my older vintage 4th of July things that I gathered up here. And I'll talk a little bit about a few other. I kind of wanted to keep it 4th of July. I'm trying to keep some kind of semblance of, instead of being all over. I'll start with, I did the Brenda Gervais stitches, the red, white, and bloom series. So I have this tray. So I'll show you the individual pieces I did. There we go. I'm hoping that you can kind of see these. I know the light's a little crazy. And here's the back. So here's the first piece. Here's another piece. This piece here, I put this on the back because I think I ran out of the other backing, because the rest of these were the same backing. I did this one. And last but not least was little dear Uncle Sam. And then here's the back of that one. So then I also did this shepherd's bush. I think I've had this one it's one of those little, I don't know, floss tag kind of things. So I stitched this one up. And then I did a few strawberries because I had this patriotic fabric. And then I put a little button and lace. We had gone to a garage sale and I hit the mother load of some buttons. I'll drag them out for another floss tube. Buttons and some lace. So I utilized it in this. I also did this tinier version. And I just put a little button on top of him too with my little wool felt top. So here's that little boy. And then I bought actually my friend Jill bought the alphabet, you know, the sampler fabric from Brenda Gervais, and I did make the pin cushion. I didn't bring the pin cushion up here, but I thought, I'm gonna make a strawberry out of the leftover fabric. And again, I stuck some buttons on the top. So I did, and then I had this tray, of course, came from Hobby Lobby. And then I had bought a couple of little trinkets to put in there, and this little patriotic bottom. So I have this little tray of goodies. So that was a few of the 4th of July things, patriotic things I did. I also did the Brenda Gervais birthday cake. So here's the, you know, the alphabet, there's the top. Here's the little stand. So I managed to get this done. I also stitched a couple, there's a series by Abby Rose Designs, and this is the, I think it's part 3. I think there's 4 parts. And then here's the backing fabric. So I did this one, and then in that same pattern was the Pledge of Allegiance, which I really liked. I enjoyed this. Although if you're going to do this, I'm going to give you a little, the word Republic in the chart left out the B. So be aware of that when you come to stitch this. You'll have to kind of shift everything here and put a B in there. So those were a couple of other little stitches I did. And then I saw on Instagram, I think it was Poppy Cotton, I believe, they had this little tutorial to make this little flag. It's so dang cute. It's really pretty easy to do. It was on their blog, and it was from 2020, I think July 2020. There's a tutorial, so to speak, for this. And I had found this little, I don't know, little jar. Then I bought some lights so I could put the lights in there. And then of course I had a flag and some other little patriotic goodies. And then I put this flag in there, of course, to just have a little festive 4th of July display. So those were my cross stitches I did of patriotic stitches. I also, it's been a really long time since I've had a chance to do some fun sewing for myself. I've been so busy making bags, which I still do, but I've kind of cut back a little bit. I do plan on releasing a few bags. I have some more Blackbird Design fabric that I'm going to release. But anyway, that's off topic. So there was a tutorial I found. I think I just Googled patriotic or flag pillows. I can't even, I should have made note where this came from. Anyhow, this was one of my patriotic pillows that I made. So I made this one. This was a pretty, you know, simple to the point one. I did order a kit. This again I saw on Instagram. I gotta stay off of Instagram. This I saw on Instagram. I want to say it's Simply Stitches. And it was this was a kit. So it came with the pattern and then all of the fabric. I really like when all the fabric is all picked out and done for me. It just makes my life easier. So a couple things about this pillow. Something I've done, I've never done this before. So I put, they had instructions for this zipper flap, which was really it was pretty easy to do. And then the other thing I've never done with a pillow is edged it with binding, which again wasn't really very hard. It was kind of fun, and it's very soothing to sew binding on for some reason. The fabric shop is Simple Stitches. And I don't know that is that any better. There's just a lot of. So here's the pattern. I'm not sure that they have any more kits, but you probably can get this pattern. I still don't know the name of the first. I'll try to remember to look that up. And then I also ordered from Simple Stitches Fabric Shop. They had, I had this pattern, but they had showed this little flag, just a mini, like a little mini quilt. Or so because again, and they were really good about, if you had the pattern, they took the pattern out and they didn't charge you for that. And then again, I got it because, and I did sew this up yesterday, so I'm still doing Patriotic. So here I just need to get the batting in it, sandwich it together, quilt it, and then bind it. So here's my other little flag mini quilt or wall hanging. So there's all of the oh, I did one other patriotic thing. Since I haven't done a Flosstube in a long time, it's really hard to get coordinated for me. I also did this table runner, and this was in Quilts and More. This is going to be really hard to show you the whole thing, but it's quite long. This was in the Quilts and More magazine for this summer. I went to a quilt shop that's close to me. It's about, I don't know, 15 miles from here. And they had it kitted up again. I already had the magazine. So I just bought the fabric bundle because they had it. It's so hard. I can't see what I'm doing. And this is so long, but you get the idea. That was another one of my patriotic, not cross stitches, but quilting. I think that's all of my 4th of July things I did this year, which is a pretty good amount since I don't think I started till June, because I'm knee deep in doing 900 other things. I'm going to show you a few things that I've stitched over the years. I just grabbed a couple of things that were patriotic themed. There's this little guy. I think this is henpecked. Not sure what the name of it is. From Paulette Stewart, Plum Street. I stitched this in 2000, just 2019. So this one's not that long ago. Put this little gingham on the back. This is from 2012. It's a Chessie and Me. I believe this was a kit. Again, don't know the name of the, I'm really bad at that chart. So here is, this is a drawn thread. And this one I stitched back in 2016. Such a cute little patriotic house. This one I believe was in a magazine. I think it's La Di Da. When did I stitch this one? Oh, well, when did I stitch it? Must be 2012. So this is an older, one of my vintage stitches. I believe this was in 2012. Apparently 2012 was a good year of stitching patriotics. This is, I'm pretty sure this is a little house. I think this is one of those that I stitched, and then I saw somebody had done it, and I wondered, have I stitched that? Do you ever have that problem? And the dang thing was hanging on my wall. Of course I'd stitched it. Okay, again, now this one was stitched in 2014, and I'm not going to know the name of the designer off the top of my head. But this was the Pledge Allegiance in a prim take. And I think all these frames that I had for these last 4 were thrift frames, because I like to go and repurpose. Plus it's just more cost effective to do that. So there is some of my patriotic things that I've stitched this year, that I've done over the years, that I really kind of wanted to talk about. My intention was to do like this full video of all my patriotic things, going back to this cabinet. But since I'm by myself, it'd be a little bit harder to do on my own. A couple other things I wanted to talk about. This is not patriotic themed, so now we're shifting gears. This is the big tomato kit that was done through it's a Facebook page, Homespun Needle, or Homespun Samplers Needlework. It was one of their exclusive kits, so you had so much time to order it. I ordered it this way back in June, and I got it. Well, of course I can tip it because there's a little magnet. So here's the little tray, and now they still don't sit in like I really want them to, and I think they're a little bit better. I took some Skirtex and put it on each side before I ironed these 2 wool pieces together. I think I cut them 3/4 of an inch wide by the length here, which I think was about 5 inches. So when this wool fabric lays flat, you put these pieces in and then iron it together. And I really wanted it so that it would sit more like this. But I think if I was to do it over again, instead of cutting them 3/4 of an inch, I probably would have cut them a 1/2 inch, or maybe just a little bit less than the 3/4, maybe taking an 1/8 of an inch off, because the bottom would have fit in there better, and I think these would have sat up a little bit better. But they sit up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. But I did use some Skirtex in here. I kind of tweaked it for my own purpose. It still doesn't sit in as, like I said, I think if these pieces here were just a little bit shorter, the bottom would have sat in there a little bit. You know, it tends to push these sides out because it needs to be just a little bit thinner. So if you wanted to try that, to make these so the sides don't bow out, I wanted to give it a little firmness. So that was my little tray, which it didn't take long really to stitch it, and the finishing really wasn't, the directions are really pretty clear, and if you just follow them, you'll be fine. It wasn't really that hard. This is the little tomato. This went together real well. Here's the little top, the pins and then this strawberry, they send you a little wool felt. It's a ball, and then what they had you do, I don't know, some of you have probably done wool felting. You soak it in coffee with a little dish soap in it, get it all saturated, and then you roll it to this strawberry shape, and then like I said, there's a magnet in there, so that stays in there quite nice. So this turned out really quite cute, and it wasn't hard to finish. So that's one of the things I've been doing since I was just one thing. I've done many things since my last Flosstube. So one of the other things I was working on, or I'd finished just recently, is a Blackbird Design piece. And let me just say how shocked and sorry to hear that Barb Adams had passed away. I did have the opportunity to meet the Blackbird gals on about 3 different occasions, and I also did a little bit of model stitching for them. And so it was sad to hear that. And I had been working on this, so here's a little Blackbird piece. I'm got to take it in to get a frame. I haven't been able to find a thrifty frame for that. So that piece came out of this sewing club. It's on the back. And I'd really like to stitch all the designs in this particular book. I think I'm getting ready to. I ordered the box for this piece. So I think that is going to be on my list for stitching fairly soon. I did just this last Thursday, because of the Barb passing, and brought out an older, I think this is Quaker House is the name of this one. I just love this piece. It's like one of my favorite pieces. And I couldn't find I have the book that this came out of. I believe it's a book called With Needle and Thread, or Needle and Thread. Couldn't find it. It's kind of amazing. I'll complain about this because I have tons and tons and tons of stitching and books and patterns, and it's like I'll think about one and then I'll obsess on it, and because of the move and everything, and I'm still trying to get everything organized, I can see that book, but I couldn't for the life of me find it. So I'll have to try to unearth that. So maybe sometime, maybe my next Flosstube. I have so many things I'd like to talk about that it's hard to decide what I should bring out. But maybe I'll pull out my Blackbird Designs, all of the things I have stitched. Couple of things I finished from retreats that I went to. I might have to do that. That might have to be in the near future. I'm not even going to say when, because who knows when I'll get the opportunity to do another Flosstube. I'll show you really quickly one other thing I'm working on. My oldest daughter had gotten this heartstring samplery pattern, this Ann Whitaker, and I confiscated it from her to stitch it myself. So here's my progress. I really enjoy doing smaller samplers. So I'm working on this. The other thing I'd committed to this year was, and I should have brought them out, but another can be for another theme. I joined the sale of stitching wordplay, so I've been trying to keep up with them. So far I'm doing good. I've stitched everything through July, although May, June, and July I don't have them FFO'd. I do have them ready to do that. I just don't have them FFO'd. I'm just happy I have them stitched. So I'm really thinking now, I try to have August stitched now before the end of July. I'm trying to stay ahead of that. Because that's the thing, you're real gung-ho about these sales. And then, you know, you get a few months in and then you start dragging your feet. And I'm really trying not to do that. I really wanted to stitch the whole series. So I've been working on those. Another sale I am in, per se, it's on Instagram. Both of these are on Instagram. Barb from Lost and Floss is doing the wordplay. And then Caroling 55, I believe, is doing this next one, which is the 12 and 21 Christmas ornaments. And that one I've been doing pretty well into. I've been trying to stitch on Sundays. My Christmas things I do, because I stitch for all the grandkids. I do them an ornament every Christmas, and I have 9 of them now. So I will easily get my 12 done. In fact, I probably have 12 done already, because I'm a little bit more than halfway through. I have 6 of my 9 ornies done for the grandkids, and then I belong to the Crazy Annie's Let's Go Sledding by Annie B's. I'm getting those, and so I've been trying to stitch at least one out of that particular thing. So I'll easily get 12 done. It's just I need to keep working on them. So I have 3 more of my grandkid ornaments to do, and I really have 4 because I'd like to stitch one for myself because they're really cute. I'll bring them out when I do my next Flosstube and show you my progress on them. So that's kind of, I'm trying to think of what else. That's why I don't like to join sales, because I'm real gung-ho at the beginning, and then you got to really stay focused to pull through on them. So that's what I've been working on mostly. I do have some bags ready for release. That's what I've been up to. I'm going to try to maybe shoot another one. I don't know if I'll do it today. I'd like to say I'd do one of these a month, but I can't promise that because I just can't. It's time consuming to gather all of your stuff, and I tried to keep all my stuff in a basket, and then it's been so long, and it's just time gets away. So there's the catch up for right now. Thanks for watching. I want to thank the people who are really concerned or message me. A handful of people who have messaged me and asked when I was going to do another Flosstube. It's nice to know that people are aware of you. I will try to get better at doing a Flosstube, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe I can get some help from Chaz and crank a couple out. I hope everybody has a great weekend or a great week. Thanks for stopping by. You can catch me on Instagram at Made by Mama Joan or Facebook Made by Mama Joan. I do have a blog, haven't updated that thing for 100 years, so, but that was Stitching Squad at Blogspot. So if you want to check it out, you can at least go look at all my stitches over the years. It's kind of amazing to go through and see how much you've stitched. I kind of did that blog to just keep up on things I've stitched, but now that's kind of what Instagram is for me, because I post on Instagram and then I have something that shows what I've stitched. But I want to thank you again for watching, and have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to try to do a little update, but I'm just doing a little quick one. I'm putting my little my little charge down for a nap. This is exactly why I can't do floss tubes very often, huh? Can you smile? Can you smile? So this is Malin. If you went back, you'll go back to some of my older videos, you'll see her in a younger state. But I just wanted to pop in real quick before I put her down for a nap to show you exactly, exactly why I don't have time to do a lot of videos. So I'm going to try to come back yet after I put her down for a nap and do a little shop update, because I'm going to try to plan on releasing 2 bags. Hang in there, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back with a quick shop update. I'll show you what I have for the next release. These are, this is an out of print Blackbird Designs. Here's the, so I have it of course in the large and the standard and the accessory size bags. And that is one of them. I had 2 Blackbird prints this week. Here's the second one. And it's got a purple, kind of purple polka dotty. This is really a very cute print. Both of them are. And I have them, of course, in the standard size and the accessory. So these will be in my shop on Etsy, made by Mama Joan. Hopefully they'll be up on Friday. And I may have some other ready-made, ready-to-go bags listed. I'll post on my Instagram on Friday what I will be releasing. So be sure to check me out on Instagram. And I will be trying to be a little bit more consistent with doing floss tubes. Thanks again for watching. Check me out on Instagram and at my shop, made by Mama Joan. Have a good week, or as this gets posted, a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.